This is recording 680. Okay, so this is a continuation again. So it's going to be all over the place. So another thing that she used was the phrase pig pen. So, I mean, that's obvious one. And then also she used that when she ice raped my mom and myself and my stepdad when I was little and I lived in Globe. And I was outside all night on the sun deck. So she was making a reference there as that. She was also she used pig pen in another, but you got to see all decode, see how she blasphemized Hebrews 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see all code there. And also, you guys know what she did to me as a kid. She continually denies it because she's running a Ponzi. All she'll do is blame it on people that have been blamed for that shit before. And even they're tired of it. No, white supremacist Satanists, it's your turn to take the fucking fall. You stalked me, Christina, all my life. You abused me. So no one else is to blame and no finger should be pointed at anybody else. If someone is pointing a finger at somebody else besides Jean Jernigan Roberts and the top of her Charles Manson occult, then the fingers are being pointed in the wrong direction. So the other night, she loves her. You know how much she loves herself. She came on in my brain and she pointed out the Smurfs. Okay, see all code Smurfs. She pointed out the Smurfs and then she puts in my brain all the little Smurfs and then the little blonde Smurfette. And then she puts an image of herself, like a live image of herself in her Navy uniform with her blonde hair, and she tells me that she's Smurfette. And that everybody is they just are loving and worshiping Jean Roberts, and it's everybody else's fault, and she can't help it. She's so adored and worshipped. She literally was calling herself Smurfette. The only people she would be Smurfette to would be fucking Epstein's. Because she promises those kinds of people, as long as they commit crime for her and lie for her, that they can get away with anything they want. Nobody else is covering for Jean. Jean is a child trafficker. Jean is a terrorist. And she has been for 60 years. Okay, so anyway, also something else, another stunt she tried to pull, which I know you guys know this, but I want you to know that I know that she's trying to pull this behind the scenes. So a long time ago when I did the research on the different laws and I started doing the research in Oklahoma City, like how in the hell is she getting away with this shit? She is like, she's stopping me from making reports. And she's literally committing crime. She's spreading lies about me, which is basically child and adult trafficking of all kinds of different people. She's got her little nasty motherfuckers out fucking telling lies everywhere. She's got celebrities conned. She's got politicians. She's got people lie. She lies directly to their face, takes their money. Some of it she just steals and then goes to them later. Oh. So anyway, I'm like, how is she getting away with this? And so I looked up the different laws and I'm like, because I want to know what is the definition of terrorism. She's definitely a terrorist. I mean, I've proven that she's committed these terror attacks. And then I wanted to look up what there is under like acts of God. So there is actually laws for that. So one of them is called force majeure. And I realized in the way that the name of it is that she even Charlie Manson that. Everything's just a gigantic joke to her. And she said she was going to use I'm like, she said she was going to use force majeure for herself, claiming that it's out of her hands and it's everybody else's fault and she's just innocent and precious. And that everybody's just going to love her and protect her. She even said when I lived in Oklahoma City, she wanted to do some kind of bargain or something in my brain. And I was like, are you fucking stupid? You're a stupid fucking bitch. I mean, you're controlling my speech right now. You're just fucking stupid. S-T-U-P-I-D. You're fucking stupid. The only way she's gotten away with what she's gotten away with is holding people against their will. And all they've ever known is her rule and her fucking stupidity pumped into their brains, which is horrific and sad and sick and disgusting. And like I told you a long time ago, and I'm talking to you, Christina Stacia, some of those people are gone, meaning they're so far gone in their head they don't care. And they literally tell you they don't care. And some of those people do care. There's nothing that they can do because it's either kill or be killed. That's the only way that she's gotten away with that. But all of that stems from Gene Roberts. And now, since Gene wants to take over wide swath, she wants to take over the whole United States underground. She actually is the owner of, it was like bequeathed to her or whatever. Like she tells you, I'm Gene the Third. That's what she tells you. But like her wanting to get her physical hands on everybody, that's why she's been so hard trying to work everyone over and feeding everybody's lies and cutting off communication points here and there to make sure that her lies get fed through. And all those immediate little ring of people, those Charles Manson occultists and those little synonyms, they helped her get away with that. So, anyway, everybody else is just like, what can they do? They can't do anything. Okay, so there is act of God laws. There is called force majeure. This is an act of God force majeure situation. Gene Roberts is running a hostage racket and she's got ballistics. She refuses to allow the United States government to allow me to go make reports. The only way I can make reports is online. Why? Because that also feeds Gene Roberts' appetite. She can take and steal what I say, flip it around and try to steal my identity and try to aggravate and piss off people even more. And then she'll claim she's got permission. She doesn't have any permission to do that. So this is the only way that I can make reports. And by her putting that on the entire population of the United States of America or on any country, on top of committing crimes in their land and trying to pull the same setup in another nations, hiding everywhere like she has been, is insane. So anyway, then somebody joked around with me and they said, I wonder if there's a law, because she thinks her people are just adorable. They're just precious and they're just adorable. They're above the law. They get away with anything. And they pick and charm little dollies, which would be regular ass people, that they know will please Jean. It feeds her appetite of her little fetishes. It allows Jean to spread lies and it feeds her and her little nasty men. And they play little damn dollies just like Jean, ice raping everybody, spreading lies everywhere. So anyway, some of these people think they are above the law. No one is above the law. Nobody is above the law in the United States of America. So anyway, somebody said to me in my brain, I wonder if they were cracking a joke, and they go, I wonder if there's a law that says if you're too cute to go to jail. And the actual White House, guys in the White House were on, and they started busting out laughing, and they're like, oh my God. And they're like, no, there's no law like that. I'm like, let me Google this. So no, there is no law that states someone is too cute to go to jail. This is a common misconception, which surprised me. I mean, people really do think they're too cute to go to jail. This is a common misconception or urban legend. While public attention and even fascination can sometimes surround the appearance of certain defendants, such as the case of Jeremy Meeks, and the guy's name is Jeremy Meeks. And then he actually came on and talked to me. And he's actually like pretty decent guy. He knows that Gene's a criminal. He knows that Gene is lying about me. There's nothing he can fucking do. Anyway, this does not translate into legal immunity or exemptions from punishment. Okay, so and I'm switching subjects here. Okay, so you guys saw I put on my Pinterest the layout of the images, another streamline of the stalking and the abuse and the lies and just the terrorism and everything, all done to Gene Roberts, Charles Manson, knick-knack, paddywhack code. Okay, so there's a photograph, I guess, is really famous, which I just saw it. I was like, oh my God. So CL code on the blue nun and the flying nun, okay, and the blue swing. So there's a picture of a nun walking over what looks like destruction, and there's a construction guy behind her, okay, and she's like walking on air over, and then over in front of her is like a well, and then there's a guy standing in the well, and I'm like looking at the picture and I'm going, oh my God. And everybody else in my brain is going, oh my God. So everybody instantly knows what all of it means. That's supposed to be me when I was little, wanting to jump from the sun deck over onto Mrs. Keegan's driveway roof. I always wanted, remember I told you I always thought I could fly, and I always wanted to jump over there. And then Mrs. Keegan, goes to Waukegan. So, and then, there's Wells Street, Chicago. So that is, the destruction is supposed to be the World Trade Center attack. I'm the sacrifice, the nun walking over it or flying over it. And you got the construction guys who built the World Trade Center, which they're supposed to be representing. And then you have my future going to Chicago, going to Waukegan. There's probably a whole bunch more there, but it's like a string of crime. And then it pissed me off because I'm like, I'm not the nun. You think I'm your little sacrifice. Let me tell you this. I am not the nun. Look where the word not is in my sentence. In the middle. I've got you fucking surrounded, Gene. I've got your number. I've got you turned in. You committed stolen valor. Also, in my sentence, I am saying, I'm innocent. You are guilty, Gene Roberts. You made up lies about me. You abused me as a con cover-up to do the World Trade Center attack, and you blatantly did it with that picture as a theme. You're literally bragging about sacrificing me and stalking me and committing terrorism. And then you try to steal my identity, and then you want to claim you're the nun. But actually, she poses as a fake Mormon. She poses as a Mormon. She's a Satanist. Anyway, so also they said in the picture, they studied the picture more, so there's more in this picture that people can see. So that goes to my 6th grade year Def Leppard photograph. So the Def Leppard, and then the DL, that would be Dale Wells, and that would be Waukegan. And then notice my sun deck was stucco, and then the stuck, and then that guy looks like he's stuck, and then lead paint, and then Joe Elliott, and then Rick Savage, and then Joe Savage, and then Stephen Maynard Clark. Okay, so the Def Leppard album, their first single was released, and it was called Wasted, and it was released the month of my birth, November, the year 1979. And see all wasted code. Okay, it doesn't go with Def Leppard's album. It means she was stalking. See, she stalked and used them as a theme. Okay, so when parts of the World Trade Center attack, she uses wasted. You know how she uses hips hiding in plain sight? And you know she's Charles Manson, so any high reference, getting high reference. Okay, so getting wasted is what people used to say. So your waist, hips. Okay, so I decoded a bunch of ciphers around her planning to do the World Trade Center attack using the word wasted. It goes to wasteland. It's like, and it talks all about her future. I decode all her future terrorism plots. Okay, so it's going from waste. It's going from waste, and then like you just have to see it all. But it goes to 9/11. It goes to all of her terrorism. It goes to future terrorism. Okay, so then that would also connect to the Iran hostage crisis. So more on her causing the car accident where she took the drummer's arm. Okay, so people ask, what is the tragedy of Def Leppard? On the afternoon of December 31st, note that, 1984, high speed, he lost control of a Corvette C4, which hit a dry stone wall and entered a field. His left arm was severed. And then she used his stick pin. And then also somebody said she probably also used the movie 127 Hours probably also goes to this. And then Rock of Ages. And then I'm going to end this one. And then I'm going to go to the next one. But I got to get my brain on where I was at the other one. So hang on.